What does it take for you to be emotionally resilient as a woman leader? It's about having the emotional flexibility to deal with turbulence and adversity and adjusting to internal and external demands in the workplace. You would think an emotionally resilient leader is someone who is not destroyable and doesn't flinch in the faces of stress, setbacks, and hardships in workplace. That's part of it, yes, but emotionally resilient leaders can't get hit. But it's their ability to get back up and continue to fight no matter how hard they get hit that makes them shine in tough times. It's easy for them to recover from this, so you would need the mental headspace to do and a degree of confidence and optimism to bolster you when need to be. It's especially important for current or aspiring women leaders to inculcate emotional resilience as a leadership skill. While there is the obvious pressure, ambiguity, mental fatigue, and stress that present itself to all leaders, there are also social expectations and gender biases that may try to anchor them. So the climb can be even more uphill. This may make them feel even more overwhelmed. And that's why it's important for them to break the mold. Think of how Orphan Winfrey pushed through when no one believed in her in an industry that wasn't really embracing black individuals, then being resilient to build a media empire. Emotional resilience isn't about being emotionless or neutral. When tough times present themselves, emotionally resilient leaders do experience fear, worry, stress, anxiety, and unhappiness. But they recognize those emotions are temporary and know that can be managed and dealt with. They use those emotions as a rock upon which they could come up with solutions that could make a difference. Even thinking and feeling may require you to emote. And what could show that you are emotionally resilient? Can you prevent spreading anxiety when you are stressed yourself? Can you readily adapt to new and unforeseen circumstances? Can you deal with setback that wasn't supposed to be there? Can you harness the setback to make it a lesson for the future? Can you communicate stability to the people around you in a workplace? Do you have a sound support structure to deal with everything at a workplace throws at you? If you so, you may have the emotional resilience to make it a volatile and uncertain environment. It's about what Bruce Lee said. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. An emotionally resilient leader would be able to effectively handle stress and experience better job satisfaction in the face of that stress. It's not just about surviving after a blow to the head, it's about learning how to thrive. But also ask yourself, are you able to prioritize in the face of hardship and tough times? Can harsh conflicts dwell in your mind after the situation has passed? Do you bite off more than you chew and then find yourself unraveling after you are unable to deal with an emotional overload? If so, you would need to harness much more emotional resilience. You have to learn how to face reality and realize that your ideal workspace situation is never going to be what you imagined. So embrace the fact that a situation or crisis exists and look at what needs to be done to fix it. Understand what your limits may be and align them with your purpose. When a tough time becomes a breeding ground for opportunities for you, you can grow your potential and break past your limits to create change for the better. To be emotionally resilient leader, you have to be in the moment of being mindful. This way you can respond with maximum effectiveness and look at information and data to make wisest. Look at your past decisions to see where it's led you and gauge the way you reacted to them. It could help you in your present situation. But the word situation makes it seem temporary. Sometimes a hostile or volatile or turbulent environment could be permanent. Sometimes the situation has no end in sight in the workspace. That means a million character defining moments you would have as a woman leader to rise about it and stay rising. You can't become a mental hostage to any one difficult moment. Having grit is quite important because it means you are willing to achieve goals with maximum drive and passion. And having the optimism to get there is just as significant because it means you are looking at positive outcomes in the face of diversity. But not too much optimism, or it could lead to delusion. That would imply you would keep working at it despite any obstacle or challenges. In fact, your grit would keep you running, and these obstacles would just be stone in your shoe that you would discard. At the workplace, many times priorities change and circumstances change. Maybe change is the only constant. So, for you to be emotionally resilient, you may have to be less rigid and come to the terms with the fact that any plan you may make today, you may have to change or discard tomorrow. This makes you more flexible and adaptable, harnessing your resilience that could mean regretting comfortable with discomfort. And having an emotional resilience means that you can help others around you foster emotional resilience as well by recognizing that things are getting too tough for them. So, as a current aspiring leader, be it like a diamond, reach your full potential under immense amounts of pressure. As Shirley Sandberg once said, we cannot change we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. Build resilience in yourself when disappointment or tragedy strike. Know that you can get through absolutely anything. There may be multiple times when you would be shaken to your core. In those periods of darkness, don't forget who you are and what you are capable of. Can you call upon a mental reservoir of strength when situations arise, or carry on without falling apart? If yes, then now is your time.